Well, 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 the Marlins once again are going into a fire sale with a team that had promise. Don't even give me the whole they needed to shed salary narrative. They had a hitting core that just needed to get rid of some guys like Martin Prado, Brad Ziegler, and Ichiro to free up some extra money to go out and sign some pitchers and give this team at least one more season. Should they have done that, they would have been able to reel in a solid pitching staff backed by an elite hitting core. But hey, it's none of my business what Derek Jeter and his band of cheap investors do. They can have the locals still have little to no faith in the Marlins ever being anything special. So let's have a look at what they're looking like this year. When it comes to the lineup, they'll be thrusting Lewis Brinson into the fire early on, who was acquired from the Brewers in that Christian Yelich trade, and then they also acquired Starlin Castro and Cameron Maybin. A couple of, Starlin Castro was acquired in that Giancarlo Stanton trade, and Cameron Maybin was signed as a free agent for depth and also to be a part of the lineup. And so yeah, I mean this lineup, it's got scraps. That's basically what it has. It has Justin Bour and JT Realmuto, and also Starlin Castro, a guy who does not want to be in this situation again, but he has no choice since he is under team control for a while. Still fairly young, he's only 28, so we'll see how it goes for him. But otherwise, there are still guys, I mean, JT Realmuto, Justin Bour, we'll see how Lewis Brinson does. He plays in Marlins Park, so it's not a very favorable situation for him. However, the Marlins do know how to develop talent, to a certain extent. I mean, they do know how to develop talent and field some good teams. I mean, Jose Fernandez wasn't supposed to be up in 2013, yet he was, and he dominated still. So, I think Lewis Brinson will be a good player, but the question with the Marlins is if they'll get it once more. But in terms of the lineup, it's still not that good. It's still not that good. It only has like a few pieces in its own rights, and a few unproven pieces also. I don't think Starlin Castro is a number 3 hitter. Now we'll see what he does this season. But Justin Bour and JT Realmuto are the only guys that I think they could really look to trade unless a team looks to take on Starlin Castro for many years to come and sees him as their problems solved at second base. But otherwise, this lineup is not that good, and so I give it a C- grade. And now when it comes to the depth, they acquired guys like Garrett Cooper and JB Shuck and Scott Van Slyke to go along with it for the big leagues. So, not that good there either. Not terrible though, but I mean, not that good. So I would say still below average. But they also ended up having guys like Eric Campbell and Johnny Giambatella and Chad Wallach and Austin Nola, and then there's a prospect, I'm pretty sure, yep, there's Magneuris Sierra, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but he could be coming up this year as a September call-up or something. He was acquired in that Marcell Ozuna trade. Then there's Austin Dean, who, I mean, he's in Double-A, so we'll see if he gets called up, but Braxton Lee's on the 40-man, so he has a higher chance of getting called up. Then there's Yadiel Rivera and Christian Adams, and I mean, in terms of the depth, there's some guys, but not that good overall, so I'm giving them a grade of a C- also for their depth. Now when it comes to the rotation, oh man, rotation. You have Jose Urena, who is solid. I mean, he could be solid this year. We'll see how he does. But after him, Justin Nicolino, Adrisamer Despaigne, Jacob Turner, Lyser Hernandez, who's a Rule 5 pick. There's Wei-Yin Chen and Dan Straley injured. And Chen is not expected to be ready for opening day as he had a partial UCL tear. And then there's Dan Straley also for forearm tightness. He's doubtful for opening day. So, I mean, without those two, their rotation is hot garbage. And so, I'm giving the rotation grade a D. But before we move to the bullpen, there is a guy that could come up this year. There are a couple of guys that could come up this year. And their names are Sandy Alcantara and Dylan Peters. Dylan Peters is projected to come up sooner than Sandy Alcantara, but we'll see how it goes. And, I mean, They're not projected to do very well, at least according to rosterresource.com, but we'll see how things go for them. And a couple of injuries I failed to mention for the hitting core. Martin Prado is recovering from knee surgery. I don't know when he's going to come back for the 2018 season. And JT Riddle, mind you, has shoulder surgery. And so I'm not sure when he'll return for the 2018 season either. And now when it comes to the bullpen, not very good either. You have Brad Ziegler, Kyle Barraclough, and Drew Steckenrider. After them, even Brian Elliott and Brett Graves, a couple of guys that are injured, they're still not that good. So the bullpen is not good either. Therefore, I'm giving it a D+ grade. So, not a very good squad here. Not a very good squad here, really, at all. And this roster should be it should propel them to a 100-loss season. They could even be worse than the White Sox. I just put them above the White Sox just because they have a bit of an easier schedule, a bit. But otherwise, not very good. Not very good at all. We'll see how Brian Anderson ends up doing as a rookie this season. But otherwise, not much watchable with this squad. So the title suggests that the Marlins made a mistake by starting this fire sale too early, and that's sort of the point that I'm trying to make. I saw this with the Athletics in 2014 with front row tickets, and the only difference is that the Marlins weren't winning and didn't try to push the facade of making moves to try and be better, when in fact those moves only provided excess goods and started a rebuilding phase too early. Now, there's a really good young core in Oakland, but there still needs to be a better form and a better effort of trying to take the team over the top. Which brings me back to Miami in saying that while there could be a good young core to build around with the right moves moving forward, the Marlins still have to prove that they will make the right moves to try and take this team over the top and bring a World Series back to Miami. So I have the Marlins struggling this year with that weak excuse for a pitching staff being hot garbage, or maybe they'll just turn into the non-expansion version of the Golden Knights for the MLB. We'll see, I'm not sure. In terms of their over-under from Fangraphs, it's 64-98. My final prediction is 60-102, 5th in the NL East. Let me know if you agree with my projections. Let me know why I'm sleeping on the talent that the squad possesses. It is a prediction video, and so that is what this is all about, to get some discussion going. So if you have some rationale, we can have a discussion in the comment section. If you don't, then I'm not going to take you seriously. And so, otherwise, that'll do it for this Marlins edition of 2018 season previews for every single team. And so long.